Hollywood is absolutely no stranger to scandal, and by now, we've heard it all. Many think our Hollywood stars are the most depraved on earth. Long gone are the days of ever-classy Rita Hayworth, beautiful but tragic Marilyn Monroe.
The golden age of Hollywood was a world of glamour, elegance, and silver screen perfection. Yet, behind the dazzling facade lay a realm of scandal, power struggles, and secret passions that fueled the lives of its most celebrated stars. While the cameras captured their beauty and talent, their personal lives often spiraled into chaos, filled with obsessive love affairs, betrayal, and the relentless pursuit of pleasure. Many of Hollywood's biggest legends were more than just actors. They were complex individuals, living double lives that often contradicted their public personas. Some sought love and validation through dangerous relationships, while others used their charm to climb the ladder of fame. Forbidden romances, torrid affairs, and reckless decisions were the unspoken norms, hidden behind studio-controlled images and carefully crafted press statements. In this video, we'll delve into the untold stories of 12 legendary figures who embodied the era's obsession with passion and power. From Joan Crawford's ruthless ambition to Marilyn Monroe's tragic loneliness, these stars lived lives as dramatic as the films they starred in. Joan Crawford, a woman who stopped at nothing. Joan Crawford was the epitome of Hollywood's relentless ambition. Born Lucille Fay Lesure, she rose from a difficult childhood to become one of the most formidable actresses of her time. But success didn't come without sacrifice. She was rumored to have used relationships as stepping stones to power. Her alleged affair with MGM mogul Louis B. Mayer was whispered about in industry circles, and many speculated that her connections helped shape her meteoric rise. Her hunger for success was undeniable, and she was known for her unrelenting drive both on and off the screen. Her love life was equally intense. Married 4 times, she was rumored to have engaged in numerous affairs with both men and women. Actresses like Barbara Stanwyck and directors who could influence her career were among those allegedly involved with her. Crawford never confirmed these whispers, but she never denied them either. She embodied the idea that love, sex, and power were all intertwined in Hollywood's golden machine. Joan was a paradox, an independent woman in a male-dominated industry, yet also someone who knew how to manipulate relationships to get what she wanted. Whether she was a calculated seductress or just a woman desperate for affection remains a matter of debate. What is certain, however, is that she lived her life on her own terms, refusing to conform to society's expectations. Hollywood's elite lived in a world where secrecy was both a necessity and a weapon. Some, like Joan Crawford, wielded their relationships as tools for advancement, while others, like Ava Gardner, saw love as an untamable force. The industry expected women to conform, yet paradoxically punished those who refused to be controlled. As we move to our next Hollywood icon, we see a woman who embraced passion in all its chaos, Ava Gardner. Ava Gardner, the wild spirit of Hollywood. Ava Gardner was Hollywood's ultimate free spirit, known for both her breathtaking beauty and her insatiable thirst for adventure. Born into a poor Southern family, she was discovered by MGM and quickly became one of the most desirable women in the industry. But Ava was never one to be tamed. While the studio wanted to mold her into a traditional starlet, she had other plans. Her rebellious nature extended beyond her career. Her love life was a storm of passion, jealousy, and heartbreak. Her most famous romance was with Frank Sinatra, a relationship defined by fiery arguments, deep love, and infidelity. Their marriage was tumultuous, with Sinatra even attempting suicide when Ava briefly left him. But she didn't stop at Hollywood men. Ava was drawn to danger, seeking affairs with Spanish bullfighters, powerful tycoons like Howard Hughes, and even literary icon Ernest Hemingway. She lived as if there were no consequences, unwilling to bow to societal norms. Ava Gardner's life was a testament to independence in an era that demanded submission. She rejected the idea of the perfect Hollywood wife, choosing instead to chase passion wherever it led her. In doing so, she became a symbol of sexual liberation long before it was fashionable, proving that even in a controlled industry, some stars burned too brightly to be contained. Ava Gardner was fearless in her pursuit of passion, but for some Hollywood women, love came with a darker price. Lana Turner, another stunning blonde of the era, found herself entangled in a romance that would end in tragedy. Her affair with a notorious gangster not only shocked the world, but also led to one of the most sensational Hollywood crimes of all time. Lana Turner. Love, crime, and scandal. Lana Turner was no stranger to drama, both on screen and off. With her striking beauty and magnetic charm, she captivated audiences and powerful men alike. But her personal life was a whirlwind of troubled marriages, scandalous affairs, and one tragic night that changed everything. Married 7 times, Lana's romantic history was filled with toxic relationships and emotional roller coasters. She had a penchant for younger men, and her name was constantly splashed across tabloids. Her most infamous relationship was with mobster Johnny Stompanato. Their affair was volatile, marked by physical abuse and explosive fights. Stompanato, an enforcer for gangster Mickey Cohen, was obsessed with Lana and tried to control her. Their relationship took a dark turn in 1958 when Lana's teenage daughter, Cheryl, stabbed Stompanato to death in what was ruled as self-defense. The case became one of Hollywood's most notorious scandals, cementing Lana's reputation as a femme fatale both on and off screen. Despite the sensationalism, Lana Turner remained a resilient figure. She continued her career, refusing to let the shadows of her past define her. Yet, her love life was a cautionary tale of the dangerous intersection between Hollywood glamour and real-life tragedy. The price of passion, in her case, was steep. The rebellious women who refused to conform. While Lana Turner's love life was shaped by dangerous men, another actress was living life on her own terms without apology. Tallulah Bankhead, Hollywood's boldest rebel, shattered every rule in the book. In an era where most stars hid their true selves, she was fearlessly open about her desires, refusing to conform to any societal expectations. Tallulah Bankhead, Hollywood's boldest rebel. Tallulah Bankhead was a force of nature, known for her razor-sharp wit, scandalous behavior, and fearless approach to life. Unlike many of her contemporaries who worked hard to maintain a carefully curated public image, Tallulah made no effort to hide her wild ways. She openly flaunted her affairs with both men and women, earning a reputation as one of the most rebellious women in Hollywood. Her relationships were as legendary as her performances. She was rumored to have had affairs with Greta Garbo, Marlene Dietrich, and even politicians. In an era where same-sex relationships were taboo, she refused to hide, famously declaring, "My father warned me about men and booze, but he never mentioned a word about women and cocaine." Tallulah's disregard for Hollywood's moral code made her a unique and unforgettable figure. Her lifestyle, filled with heavy drinking, drug use, and excessive partying, was both exhilarating and self-destructive. Despite her immense talent, her reckless ways often overshadowed her work. But for Tallulah, life was meant to be lived on the edge, and she never allowed societal norms to dictate her desires. She was, in every sense, a woman ahead of her time. Marilyn Monroe, a tragic fantasy. Marilyn Monroe was the ultimate embodiment of Hollywood's fantasy, a woman whose beauty, charm, and vulnerability captivated the world. Yet, behind the dazzling smile and platinum curls lay a deeply troubled soul. Marilyn was a woman searching for love in all the wrong places, trapped between her public image as a sex symbol and her private struggles with insecurity and loneliness. Her relationships were intense, often self-destructive, and filled with heartbreak. Her most infamous affairs were with President John F. Kennedy and his brother Robert Kennedy. While the exact nature of these relationships remains shrouded in speculation, there is little doubt that they placed Marilyn in a dangerous position. She went from being America's sweetheart to a potential liability, entangled in political drama far beyond her control. Many believe that her untimely death in 1962 was not just a tragic accident, but the result of the powerful men in her life trying to silence her. Despite the millions who adored her, Marilyn never found the happiness she so desperately craved. She married 3 times, first to baseball legend Joe DiMaggio, then to playwright Arthur Miller, and finally to her own demons. In the end, Marilyn Monroe's story is one of ultimate tragedy, a woman worshipped for her beauty, but unable to find the love and validation she longed for. Marilyn Monroe's story proves that even the most beloved stars were not immune to loneliness and heartbreak. Her desperate search for love mirrors the struggles of many Hollywood icons who craved both passion and stability. As we move on to Errol Flynn, we shift from a woman consumed by desire to a man who indulged in it recklessly, becoming one of Hollywood's most notorious playboys. Errol Flynn, Hollywood's ultimate playboy. Errol Flynn was the epitome of swashbuckling charm, a man who lived as recklessly as the characters he portrayed on screen. With his good looks, roguish attitude, and devil-may-care smile, he conquered Hollywood and its women with ease. Flynn was notorious for his love affairs, often indulging in wild parties, excessive drinking, and an unrelenting pursuit of pleasure. His personal life was just as scandalous as his film career. The phrase, "in like Flynn," became synonymous with his reputation for seduction, a reference to his ability to charm women effortlessly. But his lifestyle eventually caught up with him. In 1942, he was put on trial for statutory assault, accused of exploiting underage girls. Although he was acquitted, the trial nearly destroyed his career, and his reputation as Hollywood's ultimate playboy remained forever tainted. Despite his public downfall, Flynn continued to live dangerously, moving from woman to woman and from country to country in pursuit of adventure. He died at just 50 years old, a shadow of the dashing hero he once was. His story is a cautionary tale of a man who had everything: looks, fame, wealth, but whose indulgences ultimately led to his downfall. While Errol Flynn was celebrated for his conquests, Hollywood's women were often shamed for theirs. Elizabeth Taylor, however, refused to conform to society's expectations. She embraced her desires unapologetically, proving that a woman could be just as bold in love as any man. Elizabeth Taylor, the queen of love and lust. Elizabeth Taylor was not just a screen goddess, she was a force of nature. Known for her striking violet eyes and unparalleled beauty, she captivated the world with both her performances and her tempestuous love life. She married 8 times to 7 different men, proving that she believed in love, even if it didn't always last. Her most legendary romance was with Richard Burton, whom she met on the set of Cleopatra. Their passionate affair caused an international scandal, as both were married at the time, but they didn't care. Taylor and Burton were drawn to each other with an intensity that defied reason. Their relationship was filled with fiery arguments, extravagant gifts, and a love so strong that even divorce couldn't keep them apart for long. Taylor was also infamous for stealing Eddie Fisher from his wife, Debbie Reynolds, America's sweetheart. This act made her one of Hollywood's most controversial figures, but Elizabeth never apologized for following her heart. She played by her own rules, and despite the criticism, she remained one of the most beloved and respected actresses of all time. While Elizabeth Taylor thrived in her love affairs, others, like Vivien Leigh, suffered deeply. For some stars, love was not just about passion, it was a battlefield where emotions and mental struggles clashed, leading to heartbreak and despair. Vivien Leigh, passion and mental struggles. Vivien Leigh was a woman of extraordinary talent and beauty, best known for her role as Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind. But behind her mesmerizing performances lay a deeply troubled mind. Her love life was passionate but tragic, overshadowed by her struggle with bipolar disorder. Her marriage to Laurence Olivier was a love story for the ages, intense, dramatic, and ultimately destructive. They were deeply in love, but Vivien's erratic behavior, mood swings, and emotional outbursts took a toll on their relationship. As her mental health declined, so did their marriage. She sought solace in affairs, believing they would fill the void that even Olivier could not. Despite her personal struggles, Vivien remained one of Hollywood's most captivating actresses. But love, fame, and mental illness created a storm that she could not escape. Her story remains a tragic reminder that even the most dazzling stars often fight unseen battles. Vivien Leigh's struggles highlight how Hollywood often failed to support its most talented stars. Another woman who suffered from being reduced to her beauty was Hedy Lamarr, a woman whose mind was just as extraordinary as her face, but whose love life was filled with disillusionment. Hedy Lamarr, beauty, brilliance, and scandal. Hedy Lamarr was one of the most stunning actresses of her time, but beneath her flawless exterior lay a brilliant mind. While Hollywood saw her only as a seductress, she was secretly an inventor who helped develop the technology that later became the foundation for Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Her love life, however, was as turbulent as her career. She was married 6 times, often to powerful men who tried to control her. Her relationships were rarely about love. She was often seen as a trophy wife, desired for her beauty rather than her intellect. Despite her scientific achievements, Hollywood never took her seriously, reducing her to a mere sex symbol. Hedy's story is one of lost potential. While she changed the world with her inventions, her personal life was a series of disappointments. Her brilliance went unrecognized for decades, proving that Hollywood often values beauty far more than intelligence. Hedy Lamarr's intelligence was overshadowed by scandal, much like Ingrid Bergman's affair with Roberto Rossellini. In an era when women were expected to be morally upright, Ingrid's personal choices nearly destroyed her career. Ingrid Bergman, the actress who shocked America. Ingrid Bergman was the perfect image of Hollywood's wholesome leading lady, until she wasn't. Known for her role in Casablanca, she shocked the world when she left her husband for director Roberto Rossellini. In 1950, at a time when extramarital affairs were unacceptable, Bergman was denounced by the U.S. Senate as a perverted instrument of evil. Her career took a massive hit, and she was forced to leave Hollywood. For years, she lived in exile, ostracized by the very industry that once adored her. Yet, Bergman never apologized for her choices. She eventually made a triumphant return, proving that talent could outlast scandal. Her story is a testament to Hollywood's hypocrisy. While men engaged in countless affairs without consequence, women like Bergman were vilified for following their hearts. Veronica Lake, the seductress who fell from grace. Veronica Lake was once Hollywood's most alluring femme fatale, known for her signature peekaboo hairstyle, but fame was fleeting. Her career declined due to alcoholism, financial struggles, and a series of failed marriages. She once ruled Hollywood, but by the 1970s, she was working as a waitress to survive. Her affairs and self-destructive habits made her a tragic cautionary tale. Veronica Lake's story proves that Hollywood is quick to discard even its brightest stars when they no longer fit the fantasy. Hollywood's golden age was filled with love, lust, and scandal. These legends lived lives of passion, but for many, it came at a cost. Fame and desire often led to heartbreak, proving that in Hollywood, love was just as dangerous as it was intoxicating.